All right, people. I'm so glad to see y'all here tonight. We got some great topics to talk about, guys. But first, man, I'm not on camera, y'all. Unfortunately, my camera software, Sparkle Cam, I updated it right before the stream, and it wants me to restart and do a couple more things. And apparently, this isn't the compatible version. So, I won't be on camera for most of the night. I'm gonna try to get up, but yeah, I'm just kind of a talking double G tonight. But Arthur, thanks for coming through, man. Good to see you in the stream, bro. We got Joe-san pulling in per usual, man. Yeah, I know. Sheesh. Yeah, we'll see if I can boot it up during the stream, guys. But we've got a lot to get to. New Avatar live action photos, guys. Really great first looks here at some of the other characters in Avatar. We also have Killers of the Flower Moon. I put in the title of this stream. Do you think it's too long? And I think there's a little bit of conversation to be had there. And I know that Avatar and several other, like Avatar and Oppenheimer, for example, are two movies that were a little over 3 hours or right at the 3 hour mark. But it seems like maybe the complaining wasn't as much. We'll talk about it, guys. We'll talk about it. But y'all, I'm not going to keep on blabbing. I'm going to get my co-host with the most in here. What's going on, Lo? How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm here. It's a good night. It's a good day. I'm on camera. I wish you could be with me on on air with the camera, but happen. Show must go on. But yeah, it's a good night, man. Yeah, ready to talk shop.
Yeah, man, ready to talk shop, man. Daniel Goat Kim as Ozai. Yes, sir. Yes,
Hey, he's
sir, Joe
great. Great to
Son.
see him. It's been a while.
Yeah,
I love Daniel Day Kim. He's great.
so good to see him, man. Yeah, CP time strikes again. Yes, sir. We had to chop it up for a minute for starting up the stream. But guys, we're gonna move into our first segment, y'all. It's time for Rate Your Hype, you all. We are going to rate upcoming movies 1 to 10. Of course, 1 being not anticipated, 10 being most anticipated, guys. And we've got 3 to chat about tonight. The first one being Eileen, which is set in 1960s New England. And Eileen Dunlop is working at a prison when a captivating, glamorous counselor arrives and helps her access new facets of her personality, but may be drawing her into something more dangerous. And the movie stars Thomas and McKenzie, Anne Hathaway, among others. And guys, it's got some really good vibes to it. I mean, it kind of, okay, Lo, I think it's just because it's like there's a confident blonde character along with Thomas and McKenzie, but it reminds me of Last Night in Soho and that. And there's a lot of style going on here in the trailer. It feels very stylish. I like that. You got these really cool, stylish shots, and you've got this really great energy to these characters. I mean, there's Anne Hathaway is bringing so much confidence to this role. I mean, this woman just she just oozes with confidence, and man, it just feels like a great film. Thomas and McKenzie, great to see her back in something. It's been a couple years. I mean, we haven't seen her since 2021, so it's nice to see her back in something. Lo, what did you think of the trailer, man? How you feeling about it on a scale from 1 to 10?
Yeah, man. So this speaks to me, guys. I don't know if you guys know this. I don't talk about it enough on stream just because it's not terribly relevant. But I am a huge classic Hollywood slash film noir head. I got a lot of classic bogey films. The Killing by Stanley Kubrick. I love film noir. Film noir is such a fun genre that just lasted a decade and just kind of permeated throughout history. Like we get a lot of like neo noir and noir inspired films like Blood Simple from the Coen brothers. Yeah, a lot of stuff Paul Thomas Anderson does, Tarantino. Like it was such an influence for its time. So there's a lot of noir sensibilities to this story, and it's great to see Anne Hathaway, Academy Award winner Anne Hathaway. She kind of it feels like she's playing a femme fatale of sorts. And the femme fatale, it's a lot of definitions, but it's usually a gorgeous woman kind of luring our protagonist into a world of something like sultry, something could be violent, it could be dangerous, and that's very much the vibe here. And I think it's between the two ladies, they're awesome actresses. Like you said, it's nice to see Thomas and McKenzie back, and I'm excited for see Anne Hathaway. I think they'll play off each other. It'll be interesting to see this character study of sorts. It looks like a little bit of a thriller vibe, a little bit of like a crime drama thing going on as well. So I think there's a lot more to the service than what we see here in these clips. Like it's very a laid back trailer, but I think we're probably in store for some surprises there for sure.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, man. I think it just has so much style to it, and great reference with the femme fatale. I definitely think that's what Anne Hathaway is channeling here. She's really pulling Thomas and McKenzie's character into whatever it is she's up to, because it seems like maybe something to get her in trouble. I know that she mentions like you're too young to go to prison in the trailer. So in my opinion, it seems like something shady's going down, and Anne Hathaway is really trying to draw her into whatever's happening. So I'm really looking forward to this. And here's these shots, man, that I just think are so brilliant.
The shadows, the way it's playing with the shadows,
Yeah,
and
man,
it's great.
unfolding,
That's so noir, like
it is, man. Even just the color palette's very like kind of dusty, not really
yeah,
colorful. It's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? A little like low saturated,
yeah.
Yeah, it's got that low saturation. Yeah,
Look at the lighting on that one. Oh,
man,
looks
just
great.
so good. Looks good, man. I'm really excited for it. Oh no, we got Arthur here. Says it wouldn't be a good thing if it was like Last Night in Soho. Now, I don't. Again, I said it just kind of reminds me of it because you've got a confident young blonde woman and Thomas and Mackenzie's character. So it doesn't like necessarily have the exact same vibes as Last Night, but it just reminds me a little bit of it because of that.
Also, it looks like Thomas and Mackenzie's character is definitely admiring the Hathaway character, so that there's some similarity there.
Oh, there's some steam going on there.
Yeah.
There's some steamy stuff. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I think it's a little bit steamier in a positive way, more so than what we're going to talk about here next. To be honest, but Lo, where you sitting 1 to 10, man? Where you sitting?
Oh, on the hype meter, man. To see Anne Hathaway back, to see Thomas and Mackenzie back, to see a modern noir film. Oh man, I'm at an 8.5.
Okay, that's a healthy 8.5. Yeah, for me, I think I'm like at an 8. Like you, I'm very excited to see Anne Hathaway again, but I hope it doesn't have the same fate as Last Night in Soho. I feel like Last Night in Soho got left in the dust. So I don't know if it'll get that much recognition. I don't know. I'm a little worried that the second half could fold and maybe not meet expectations. Something about it has kind of thrown me off, but I am very excited for it in its style and who's in the film. So I can't wait, man. I'm at a solid 8. Which an 8 ain't bad. I act like an 8 is just abysmal. But we're going to move into our next one, guys. We're going to talk about Anyone But You. This channel isn't known for rom-com discussions, but we're going to talk about this one because the trailer was just a little odd. Now, if for those who haven't seen the trailer, listen, this is Wikipedia's description of the movie. 2 people who despise one another can't seem to get away from the other while they vacation in Sydney. And it's got Sydney Sweeney, Lynn Powell, Alexandra Shipp, among others.
Well, I like her.
And directed by Will Gluck.
Who?
Okay, so he directed Easy A, the Peter films. So we know him.
Okay. I like Easy A.
Easy A, that's a fun one. So that I didn't realize he was that director. So that gets me a little more excited. Oh,
rude ass title.
Rude ass title. Yeah, you know what, Josan, that title ain't very friendly, but I'm gonna be real with you guys. I guess maybe it's just because it's a teaser, but I'm not feeling it, guys. I'm not feeling it. I think it's because for me, they're doing the typical rom-com, stereotypical, we hate each other. Oh, well, let's try to pretend. And it's like, okay, but why? First off. Second, I don't know, guys. Maybe it's just me, but the chemistry between them ain't cooking, bro. And I'm like, these are 2 very attractive people, and I don't know, it feels very awkward.
Yeah. I
just, especially like this exchange right here, just so awkward.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just to me feels like a weird. It just feels awkward. I don't think the chemistry between them feels strong. Where I'm seeing these photos with him and Adria Arjona coming up in what's that movie playing in the festival circuit right now? The spy movie. What is it called, y'all? Dang, if G. Colby was here, man, he would know. But that movie is
the movie you're talking about.
That upcoming spot, it's in the festival circuit right now. It's the upcoming
The Zone of Interest or something like that.
Nah, it's I'll have to look it up. But that movie, that chemistry between those 2 looks better than the chemistry here between Sydney and him. But I'm rambling, y'all. Lo, what do you think, man? How you feeling about it?
So, I mean, among our friend circle, it's pretty infamous. Like I never watched Euphoria, so number one, for the longest time, people were like, "Oh my god, Sydney Sweeney!" I didn't even know who the hell you guys are talking about. Like, who the hell is Sydney Sweeney? Who? You know? But look, I get it. She's very pretty. She's voluptuous. She's a blondie. I get the appeal, and one of these days I'll watch Euphoria when I feel like watching a depressing teen drama. But I'm actually excited for Glenn Powell. He's an up and coming star. I think Joseon was asking about who he is. So Glenn Powell was in Top Gun Maverick. He played Hangman. Kind of like very similar to how Val Kilmer and Tom Cruise had the little rivalry going on in the first film. He was the rival to Miles Taylor's character in this one. I think he's an upcoming star. I think he's got a lot of charisma. He's got a lot of charm. Unfortunately, this trailer doesn't display that very well. Like Leo was saying, there's almost zero chemistry between the two leads. I'm sure people that like Sydney Sweeney will watch this movie. Pretty low. Especially for rom-com, I think.
Wait, you didn't know Sydney Sweeney?
What was that?
You didn't know Sydney Sweeney? You were like,
man,
who?
I had no idea who she was. I remember, I think it was Amanda. She was like, "What? She's good. She's the best." I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I didn't know. I had no idea what she was talking about." But going back to rom-coms though, I think they really got to be something special. They really need to be fresh. And to be honest, like it's all about the leads. Like if the leads don't click, I'm out. Like there's almost like zero interest to see a flat romance develop. It doesn't matter how hot the girl or the guy is. So I'm at a very, very tentative 4 on the hype meter for this one, guys.
4? Dang, that's low, bro.
Not my cup of tea.
Uh-oh. Okay, Spike. Okay. I think maybe the movie has some potential to play out better than the trailer. Because I'm like, okay, the teaser's like 50 seconds. All right, well, maybe when we get into the movie, maybe they'll get closer in the end and it'll be a little more comfy, cozy. Maybe it'll get better. So I'm willing to maybe give it a shot. Listen, guys, I'm probably not going to do no review. So brace yourselves for not seeing that. So, but I just think maybe I'll pop in, on like a Sunday afternoon or something.
Oh, Joseon was talking about the director's name, Will Gluck.
Will Gluck. Gluck. It's a very pronounced name. Gluck.
Okay, you know what though? Really quick for reference, I loved Easy A, and Easy A was a modern retelling of like a very classic old tale. I can't remember who wrote the original Scarlet. I think Scarlet Letter, right? The original story, and then also he mixed in a lot of 80s references. So there was something unique about Easy A, besides the fact that Emma Stone's amazing. So that film had a lot going for it. But this, I don't know, Anyone But You's story just feels so bland.
It does, but yeah, I'm with you, man. It just, the chemistry doesn't feel like it's there, but maybe it'll grow later in the movie. I'm giving it a 5. Not that I'm leagues higher than you on the rating scale, but I don't know, man.
I ain't watching this in the theaters, bro.
I think I might maybe an AMC A-list, on a light weekend,
I was gonna say I gotta have nothing to do, bro.
Dang, you bottom of the barrel.
Yes, and then even then, I might just do something else.
Man, I don't blame you, bro. Listen, there's been some duds of rom-coms lately. Arthur was saying his last rom-com he really loved, Crazy Stupid Love. Yeah,
that was a fun one.
Yeah, that was a good one. And I gotta agree with you, man. There haven't been that. Modern rom-coms are really, really hit and miss. Really hit and miss.
Also, does To All the Boys I Loved Before, does that count?
I guess
that does, right?
I haven't watched that one.
I did like that for the first film. I haven't seen the others, but
so you watching that, but not Euphoria?
Hey, man. Okay, first of all, Lana Condor needs more work. She is a star. Second of all, I don't know. There's something about that particular story that was just, I'm not gonna lie. If it's a cutesy coming of age story, I get kind of drawn to that. But yes, one of these days I'll watch Euphoria. Don't twist my arm about it.
Listen, man, I can't twist your arm. I haven't watched it either. So,
there it is.
I can't get on you about it. But guys, we're gonna move into our last one this evening. Godzilla -1, you guys. And so Godzilla -1 just came out with a 15-20 second teaser. But for those that don't know, the premise for this movie is after the war, Japan's economic state has been reduced to 0. Godzilla appears and plunges into the country into a negative state. And now this one really has very similar style to the old school Godzilla, y'all. I mean, I think this is like a reboot, if I'm not mistaken.
I was gonna say there's a devout cult following of Toho heads. They will be pleased. Look at this creature design. The effects look great. I don't know what the budget is on this one.
Really do, man.
It looks good.
Just crazy. Like, look at this design, man.
Yeah, the scale. Look at this. Oh, it's awesome.
So Joe-san asking, is it MonsterVerse? No, this one is not MonsterVerse. So the Godzilla versus Kong 2 will be, or Godzilla and Kong is the next one. So
and it's no relation to Legacy of Monsters on Apple TV, guys.
Yeah, no. Monarch is relation to the MonsterVerse stuff. So that's no relation to -1 either. But yeah, it's nice to be a Godzilla fan right now. We eating really good, man. I still got to check out Monarch. I actually might get on that tonight. Still got to check out Monarch, but that we've got the Godzilla and Kong, and then Godzilla -1. Dude, we're eating, bro. MonsterVerse is eating.
Looks good.
Looks really, really good, man. Like, I'm just really into the design and the glow as well. Like, there's like a couple of different shots where he's like glowing, and here's one. Just looks awesome, man.
And then they got his face really good, man. He just looks so mean.
Yeah, man.
That is a pissed off lizard, guys.
He is Shin Godzilla is good, Joe-san. But I love the monster movies. So give me a Godzilla, I'm down. I'm gonna watch it.
Right.
But out of 10 low, I'm feeling like 9 out of 10, bro. I'm gonna be real. The design looks awesome. The premise is simple. We're going back to the basics. Looks like there's gonna be a lot of Godzilla involved. I'm a hard 9 out of 10. MonsterVerse, take some notes, please. But Godzilla versus Kong, we got a good amount of the monsters, bro. But how are you feeling, man, on this one?
I mean, look, I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. It looks great. The effects work looks great. The way it's shot looks epic. The scale, I love seeing that long shot of him next to the building, so you can just really feel his size. And it looks well made. Admittedly, I'm not a huge Godzilla head, and I'm Team Monkey, but on a hype meter, man, I'm at a solid 8. Solid 8.
Yeah, nice. I think Arthur's asking if we were Team Kong or Godzilla, and I was Team Godzilla from the start.
Team Kong.
Yuck. Team Kong lost. Y'all lost now.
Hey, in the end, we came together. It's for the greater good. So
for the greater good, you right. Yeah, because for the greater good, y'all, Godzilla won. But y'all, we are gonna head on into our next segment, guys. We're getting into the meat and potatoes of the show. We're going to We're here in the roundup, y'all. Low, take it away.
All right. So let's kick it off with some box office updates, y'all. It's finally here. Cinema is thriving. Killers of the Flower Moon, Martin Scorsese's latest picture, opens to a $23 million opening. Unfortunately, he's losing the top box office spot to Taylor Swift and her Eras Tour film, which I believe it had 31 mil respectively. Audiences are still not coming out to the theaters in droves like they were in the summer, but that's, in my opinion, this is a pretty solid opening for an almost 4-hour period drama starring the legends Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm not surprised that it lost to Taylor Swift at all. The Swifties are insane, and they will shell out the dough and watch it 2, 3, however many times they've gone, because obviously there were some repeat viewings here. I mean, I think you called it last week. What was it?
Hold on. Last week you thought which one was going to win?
Hey, I agreed with you, because I think you called it that Taylor was going to take it, right?
Yeah, man, you said Killers though.
I didn't say that. Let's check the tape.
We're gonna have to
But
play the
Leo,
tape. No.
but but Leo, I know you're not surprised, man. Is this disappointing at all, or is this just it is what it is? Like,
I think it is what it is. I mean, let's be real, guys. Martin Scorsese's highest grossing film at the box office is Wolf of Wall Street, and that was what, 100 million budget, and it made like what, 400 million or something, close to 5. So I don't think that we're going to see Martin Scorsese be a big box office draw. I'm just like being realistic here.
yeah,
So,
or at least compared to like Nolan, right?
yeah,
No,
like compared to,
not to make the comparison,
yeah.
but
Well, I mean, yeah, Nolan's on another level. I mean, Nolan's up there with Spielberg and them at this point. I mean,
yeah,
we got to talk about him being up in the like top grossing type conversation. So, but I'm with you, man. Like, he's made tons of movies and he's a wonderful director. I mean, he's one of the best storytellers in Hollywood still. I mean, he's a excellent filmmaker. He's legendary, man. But 3 hours, and not just 3 hours, an extra 26 minutes on top of that. Not to mention it's just not a very happy story. And we're seeing a lot of, I don't want to use any names, I don't want to name any names. We're seeing a lot of TikTokers talk about this movie and talk about Martin Scorsese movies in general and how it feels like laborious. And I just want us to still be willing to give a director's filmography a chance beyond their new movies, their longest movies. Like, definitely be sure to, especially people like Martin Scorsese, Nolan. I mean, we can go down the list. Any director, I think you deserve to watch some of their best filmography, at least if you're interested. And I understand some aren't, but it just kind of came off a little odd because Martin Scorsese's filmography is so extensive. But I'm going on a tangent. Not surprised, bro. I think that the Taylor Swift Eras Tour, I mean, listen, repeat buys are just not shocking for that. Not shocking at all.
yeah. I mean, Taylor Swift is she is doing her thing. I mentioned that last week. She is on top of the world. She's stealing eyeballs from football games, selling out arenas. I mean,
she's just everywhere, man.
Yeah,
and you know, you got to applaud her branding team. Like, you got to applaud her people because they got her in the best light in movies and shows, and I mean, they got her all over the world, bro. So listen, do I think it's a bad thing? Not really, because they want people to go to Apple TV for this, but it's not, great. I would have loved to see an Oppenheimer turn out, but it is what it is.
Mike's in the building. What's up, Mike?
What's going on, Mike? Good to see you, brother.
And it sounds like he needs to carve out time in his day,
man. To watch this carve out a good
picture.
Think about it, between the drive to the theater, drive home, watching the movie, carve out about a good 4:15, bruh.
So I'm gonna give you guys a little foreshadowing. We are gonna talk about Killers of the Flower Moon later, guys. Towards the end of the show when we do our movies of the week. I have a lot to say, and I got a lot of great dialogue for that. But
what's going on, Marvel Latin News? Sorry.
Hey, welcome in.
What's going on?
No worries.
Thanks for coming by.
Marvel Latin News, welcome. But let's keep the roundup going. I'm not surprised Taylor Swift is tops in the box office. I mean, she is the moment right now. She's just running the world right now. She is on top of it. She's killing it. So hats off to her. Hopefully, going into Oscar season, award season, hopefully Killers might find some legs with some, I feel like this picture might linger around for at least another month or so.
Yeah, I think I'm curious to see what it's going to look like next week. I don't know, Lo. If it doesn't make much, Apple might just opt to just put it right on TV Plus. And by the way, Marvel Latin News, Mike, for some of those just joining us, sorry I'm not on camera tonight. I'm usually on camera, but had a little technical difficulties tonight, so won't be on tonight. Here's a good question for us, though, Lo. Arthur's asking, do you think that that Killers justified its runtime?
Well, so again, I was going to save it for the review later, but really quickly, in my opinion, I think it could have been trimmed down, honestly. I felt the length, but I mean, there's also reasons to why I felt that way too. So I want to rewatch it in a whole new lens and take it in one more time before I really firmly comment on something like that. But my initial feeling, Arthur, is that it felt really long. So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you, man. It felt a little long,
welcome, Sashin. Name dropping Maxence. He's a buddy of ours.
Hey,
So
hey.
I guess he wasn't feeling it either. And I agree with Maxence. I think it would have been a lot stronger if it was told from Lily Gladstone's character of Molly.
At
Her
least
perspective would have been
more. Like, I mean, I get that the movie's called Killers of the Flower Moon, but I'm like, at least a little bit more. But we'll get into that a little later.
Oh yeah. We're gonna dig in, guys. So moving on into our next piece here. SAG-AFTRA, sorry, is to meet with studios on the 24th. So today is, I believe, it's the 22nd. So we got a couple days. Reportedly, this strike has cost California $5 billion. We're talking about
Good grief,
loss of jobs.
Good grief.
Because you guys have to imagine, I mean, with the writer's strike and the actor's strike, these are shows and films just not getting made. And we're not just talking about the actors, we're talking about crew members, people behind the scenes, people, the gaffers, like holding the mic, and all these crew that helps with the sets and everything. Like, there's a lot of people that are just not working because the films and the shows are not putting out the content that we watch, and it's super unfortunate. I really hope they can find a solution before year's end. But yeah, it's a brutal battle right now. I'm sure you got a little bit more details than me, Leo. Are you surprised that the writers have finally gotten their due? Are you surprised it's taking a little longer for the actors?
It's an absolute bloodbath. I think that the big thing that they're contending right now is there's a request of 3% from streaming revenue. So if you think about that and you think in terms of a Disney Plus subscription per se, that's about $11.99. So if you take 30% of that, look, maybe a little over 30 cents. I mean, really. Yeah, they don't want to give them that. And there's this back and forth going on with this agreement, and I don't know why, because they were so willing to come to terms with the writers. So I'm hoping that the next one goes well enough to wrap this up, but I don't foresee it excuse me, guys. I don't foresee it wrapping up before the end of the year.
Yikes. So this meeting on the 24th, it might just be in vain?
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I'm not entirely sure. I know there are some executives from the AMPTP showing up. I don't know that it's like Iger and any of the other studio heads. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah,
it might be Iger and Zaslav, but I don't think so, because I probably would have name dropped them.
Right.
Well, we'll see.
So we did have a little bit of a victory for the writers getting their due, but with the Screen Actors Guild not still being on strike, there's still delays impending, guys. So just for reference, I believe we talked about this a couple shows ago, but Deadpool had to push their release date back because even though they're back to writing the film out better, the actors can't film and they're in the middle of filming. So
yeah, they had to push that back.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna feel the effects still if this lingers. Shows and films are just gonna have to wait. You can't film without the stars, so fingers crossed for the actors. I think obviously they deserve it. I mean, what would we be streaming without them, right? So hopefully they figure this out and hopefully they get their due, because I know the streaming residuals, it's a big deal. Whether it's 1 or 2%, they're just cutting a little off the top, and studios don't even want to give them that. So
I want to address Arthur's comment here. Sure, they want a little bit more, but it's not by much. And the studios caved into the writers, and they at least came back to the table, and everybody was able to have some agreements. So yeah, I understand that there's a reason why it's dragging out longer, but these studios aren't going to need to pay that much more. So that's what I don't understand.
Right. It's still a greedy proposition. Their stance has been greedy from the beginning. But what's up, JHC? He's calling you John Cena, Leo.
Wait,
can't
what?
see you, bro. He can't see
man.
you, bro.
Can't see me, bro. little camera malfunction this evening. Sorry about that, man.
Oh man, but hopefully that gets resolved. But on to some better news, y'all. Netflix has revealed new first look images of their upcoming live action remake of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm a huge fan, super excited. So I actually wanted to go through each still respectively. So let's kind of dig in. My first look here is of Azula, looking very ominous. Leo, how hyped were you to see these images, sir?
Man, oh man. Let me tell you guys, this is going to be a great show, I think. I don't know. Okay, I'm a little nervous deep down, but man, I can't wait. Y'all, sorry I can't be on cam tonight. I have a little Avatar shirt too that I've prepared. But man, I am so excited, bro. Like, feeling that clean cat, bro. I see you. But bro, I'm so excited, man. Like, they look great. Iroh looks awesome. Ozai looks amazing. Like,
oh yeah, I'm saving the best ones for last. We're gonna get right into that.
Man, all of them look awesome, bro. I cannot wait.
I think this is the one. This is the one that got me. This one got my heart. Uncle Iroh is such a definitive character to the story, and I think he's gonna nail it. I'm so excited. Really quick, what's up, Chris Kyber? Welcome to the show. She's her other fandom is Atlas. So yes, I know you're hyped. Mike is saying Fire Nation rise up. Oh yeah, we are hyped in here, man. This is awesome.
Yeah, man. I'm wrapping up, y'all. I promise. But I'm overjoyed by the look. I feel like the look just feels like it's going to have a great production quality. Like, they really tried to really bring this world to life in a reality setting. So let's hope, man. Let's hope, because that M. Night was so bad. We cannot afford another bad one. We just can't.
Right. And also, look, it's not even for a lack of trying, but I think the biggest difference from with what Netflix is doing to what M. Night Shyamalan was doing is there is like respect to the source material here. I mean, look at his beard, look at his robes. Like, it's just, there's a lot of strong details here. And let's go to the next one here. I just want to look up his name. Paul Sun Hyung Lee, who was in Kim's Convenience. We've most recently seen him on in Ahsoka and The Mandalorian as like that X-Wing pilot. So I love this guy. I think he has a lot of heart. And I don't know if you remember this, Leo. His message to the fans was so beautiful when he got announced that he was going to be Uncle Iroh, and I just feel like he gets it. Like, he's
totally dedicated, bro. He's dedicated. Like, I feel like this is an actor that will have watched. Oh, I feel like this is an actor that will have watched like a lot of the material, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. And then here we go. We got Daniel Day Kim. I know Joe-san was hyped earlier. Look at him. Look at him. He looks great. The lighting, the fire in the background, man, I think he's going to kill it. Daniel Day Kim, I haven't seen him in a while, but he's an awesome actor. Great to see him back in action. It's been a while. You guys are going off in the chat, y'all.
Yeah, you know what? That One Piece show, from what I've seen of it so far, amazing. Still got to finish up, but so
Joe-san, yeah. The minute they said Ong,
oh my God, I was like, y'all. The way
we are in
trouble when they said Ong, I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Who?
Who?
And like, then Crystal's saying there is no M. Night movie in Ba Sing Se. That it is true. It does not exist.
It's just like the
Mike said, "Fuck them kids."
Dang, Mike. Okay, Michael Jordan. Okay. Wait,
but Joe-san's nailing it. This cast just feels right. It feels good, man. Perfect cast. It feels like it. We have yet to see a trailer yet, though. So,
man, I gotta pull that up, y'all. I just gotta pull that goofy earth bending up. I gotta pull it up.
Hey, no, you're good, bro. But real quick, let's admire Zuko. I mean, look at the subtlety of the scar, the bun,
So
the
good.
armor, guys. Look, the little emblem, the little fire emblem on the belt. Man, he looks great.
So who's that in the background? You see that picture? Who is that?
Yeah.
So a couple people said it could be Lutin.
Yeah.
Or
wasn't he the fire avatar?
Yes. No. Lutin was no. I'm sorry. It wasn't that Iroh's son. That's what I was talking about. Lutin.
Oh, in the picture.
Yeah, they were
Okay.
They were saying it could be Lutin.
That makes
It
sense.
also could be the two of them with someone, like maybe their mom, because it looks like maybe there's two little figures, like beside someone. So maybe it's them with their mother. And then I had a theory, and this is a reach, I'm sure. But my theory was like, what if that's what he think Aang looks like right now? Because if you think about it, like Aang is 100 years old in his mind.
Right.
So he's probably like, oh, he probably looks like this.
Right.
I don't know.
Man, hold up.
Who is that?
Hey, the chat is going off. And Arthur, you are speaking to me, bro. We got to have the cabbage, man. His cabbages.
Bro.
His cabbages. And then he's saying it's Iroh's son. I mean,
yeah, I think Lutin. Yes, that's what I was thinking.
So,
maybe Lutin or them.
Carol, welcome to the show. She thinks it's Sozin.
Right on, Carol. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, Sozin, that'd be cool. I also thought maybe, what if it, no, it wouldn't be Roku. He doesn't know about that yet.
No, hey, hold up, Mike. Is this confirmed? Because, hey, Mike, I'm going to be jumping out of my seat.
I would love that.
That would be awesome. Mike, please send us the link. I need to see the realness. I need to know in my heart.
Oh, Lo said I need to see the receipts. Lo was like, send that link, bro. Send that link.
I'm just waiting until you show that clip, man. Oh, you pulled it up. Oh, guys, look at the greatness. Look at this.
Y'all remember this? Wait,
man, all that work to throw that one rock, man. They had the hype, and they pulled up one rock, guys. He could have thrown that himself.
This is horrible. This is horrible, bro. Look at them all. Look. This shit. I was like, all that movement
for one rock,
one little itty bitty rock.
I will never understand.
Somebody like redid it how it should have been. I wonder if it's like faster. Oh, it's just like, yeah, that's
such
a bad movie.
And you know what's funny is, like the final act isn't awful, but it's just they did so much things wrong in the first like hour of the movie that you almost just don't care.
Like, yeah, it's so slow and so boring. I was just like, this is so unentertaining. Good comment by Arthur here, though. Wants to see Avatar Kyoshi. Yeah, I do too after reading her novels, man. I love Avatar Kyoshi. I really think they're gonna, and this is what I read, and I believe, actually, Mike can correct me if I'm wrong, the actress who's playing Kyoshi did an interview where she said there's going to be more Kyoshi involved, and I think it'll be cool to have Aang sort of talking with two avatars, one that maybe his philosophy is a little bit closer with Roku's, but then also such an opposite one in Kyoshi. I really want to see that dynamic. It would be really awesome to see them on screen a lot more.
I was gonna say, yeah. I hope we see the Kyoshi warriors. You know, Suki is she's one of my favorite characters, man. So we got to have that little baby love triangle. You know what's funny, for such a goofy, dorky guy, man, Sokka was pulling them ladies, man. So yeah, hopefully we see Suki.
Oh, check this out. All avatars are appearing in the first season.
What?
Yang, Kyoshi, Kurik, and Roku. Okay.
Yo, Mike,
I like that.
We need to get you as our avatar expert. Where are you getting all this news, sir?
Man, he's up to date on it. No, he's the avatar expert.
Bro. Okay, hey, when this show comes out, we need to get Mike in the show, man. He's got it all, man.
We got to, man. Dude, Crystal Kyber is right on point with this. Sokka has a lady in every nation. That man had a lady in every single nation. And I'm like, okay,
For real.
bro.
Man, the Moon Princess. He got the fire, man.
he got what's her name? What's her name?
Yeah.
Tylee?
Yeah,
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 Tylee.
yeah.
And then Suki. That's all 3 nations.
Oh man. Well, I guess he's got his ear on the ground, but I feel you, Mike. Appreciate the info, man. Yeah, man, I can't wait. Cannot wait. Everything we got so far just looks brilliant.
It really does, man. And I like how the characters look. It feels like it's gonna be a good one, bro. I hope it executes well. I hope it's good, y'all. If it's
Also,
not, oof.
because I feel like we didn't get enough of it in the M Night film. I need some more Appa, guys. I need some more Appa.
Yeah,
Momo, like
for
like the
real.
characters matter, like the little side creatures matter. Like,
Yeah, we need more
they're a part
Appa.
of the story. Yeah, like they are a part of the journey.
Absolutely. They are 100% a part of the journey, guys. And guys, we are headed to another part of our journey, y'all. We appreciate you tuning in. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments about this next one, guys. But we are headed into our next segment. Guys, we are getting into movies of the week, you guys. We've got one movie to talk about specifically. I do want to mention real quick, if you're not watching it, go watch Gen V, you guys. Fantastic, phenomenal show. Great spinoff of The Boys. Probably one of the best spinoffs I've ever seen, to be honest. Just because think of the quality of some of the spinoffs, y'all, they're not as good. You know, Better Call Saul being the best, probably. But Gen V is really, really good. But we're going to talk primarily about Killers of the Flower Moon. Now, we're not going to dive too much into spoilers, but we will be sharing our thoughts on the movie. And we would love to hear you guys' thoughts on Killers of the Flower Moon if you've seen it. And maybe if not, let us know. Are you rushing to see it at the theater? And if not, why not? Is it maybe the long run time? Because 3 hours and 26 minutes is a long time. So just let us know. You're welcome to keep conversating about the film with us, even if you haven't seen it. Just let us know why you're not rushing to see it if you haven't. But Killers of the Flower Moon, I think you might have seen it more recently than me. But I will say, man, I mean, as a film, very well crafted. I mean, it's wonderfully shot. The location's great, by the way. I love the staging of the town and how we really get reeled into this environment, man. You really get into it. And the way he does depict what's going on gets really gruesome at times. And he doesn't cut away, guys. He doesn't cut away from some of the atrocities that happen. So I like what he's intending to do here. I think I really love that. I love that he is trying to show us this small story that happened that was just very atrocious. But I do think it is lacking a little, because it is lacking a lot of Molly's perspective that, to me, took away from it a little. And that doesn't take away that Leo and Lily Gladstone were fantastic. Robert De Niro was great, but it did prevent me from loving it. So, Killers of the Flower Moon, man, let's just start it off with the runtime. How did you feel about it? Did it feel long?
Guys, look, I love Martin Scorsese and his pictures, man. Raging Bull, The Aviator, Goodfellas, Casino. I can go on and on. I mean, he's just got so many great films. I respect everything he does, and I enjoyed the story he presented to us with Killers of the Flower Moon. It's well acted. The cast is incredible, from Leo and Bobby De Niro to Brendan Fraser for 5 minutes, John Lithgow, all of the amazing Osage actors they got, the genuine Osage characters they got. It felt long, guys. It felt really long, and I just wanted to tell you guys a little brief story. Like, I was into it. I was engaged. I was watching. The cinematography was gorgeous. These wide shots of the Osage land and their estate and their fields, and we see the oil, we see the flowers. It's beautiful. And then Jesse Plemons comes in, and I love this guy, and I realize like, it took a while for Jesse Plemons to enter the picture,
Yeah,
and then
it really took a long time.
and guys, when Jesse Plemons entered the film, I was like, there he is, and then in my head I was like, there's another hour, isn't there? Like, I just knew, like, man, there's probably like a good hour and some change to go, and it took us so long to get to where we were at that point. And look, I think a lot of it is just, I think he purposefully wanted to take his time with the story and really nail the details and really establish context, like context for De Niro and Leo's character's relationship, and the power there, and the power play that they were going to embark on. However, I just feel like it, when you take that time and you really let the scenes breathe the way that Marty does, I just feel like it didn't have to be close to 4 hours. I think it could have been condensed a little bit. The pacing could have been a little tighter. And unfortunately, I agree with you, Leo, in a sense that, minus the fact that we didn't get a lot of Molly's perspective, there was like a good 30 to 40 minutes of the film where she's almost not even in it. It was weird. They almost fridged her for a portion of the film. So
yeah,
I know you know what I'm talking about. There is a portion of the film she just disappears.
Yep.
So
She's just like gone.
Yeah, so as great as she is, and they're campaigning her for Best Actress, and I think it's definitely deserved to get the recognition for her. Yeah, I think that part could have been handled better. I think they could have tightened up the whole film as a whole.
So. And unfortunately, because they're campaigning her for Best Actress, she's not winning.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, that field is loaded.
She's probably not going to win Best Actress when you've got others such as Emma Stone and Poor Things, which I haven't seen, so I can't necessarily say for sure. But you've got that one riding really high right now. You've got other big contenders, Carey Mulligan, Maestro. I wouldn't quite jump to Margot, but there are like a lot of contenders in that category. Greta Lee is still on the table potentially. The girl who played Priscilla, she's in the conversation now. There's a lot of people. Fantasia. There's a lot of big actresses still on the table. So I don't know that was the wisest choice. I think in supporting actress, she's a shoo-in. There's no other big competition. She would have been the most recent and the biggest one. So I don't know about that move because it feels more like a supporting actress role.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And that's the thing. I didn't want to take anything away from her, but that's definitely how it felt to me. It didn't feel like she was the lead here. But really quickly, how do you feel about this description? Because I told my best friend, we were talking about it. He asked me what I thought about the film. And I just told him, like, in plain words, because I wanted to keep it simple. I was like, it's like a slow burn that never ignites. Like,
oh man.
Like, no, because like I said, I was engaged from the minute we started. We meet the characters, we establish the setting, the land of the Osage, and they're powerful, and it was really cool. And we're establishing the time period, Prohibition era. And I was like with it, and we're chugging along, and then like it never hits the gas. It just keeps going, tells its story.
Just keep chugging along, yeah.
Yeah, it unfolds, and it shows you the story. And then before you know it, you're in the theater for 4 hours.
Yeah, man. And I'm going to be real with you guys. I felt it at times. I was like, whew, I'm feeling it. I know Perp didn't feel it.
Hey, film is so everyone feels differently with how it's.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so.
I wish I did it because Wolf of Wall Street, I didn't feel a minute of that. Now, I was wrapped up in that the whole time.
But see, I think that's a part of the pacing. I just feel like this could have been paced just a little
bit better.
Yeah.
Quicker. Yeah. Give us a little haste. Now, the end. And we won't go into too much detail. Obviously, we won't spoil, but I didn't like that decision, man. I didn't like that, man.
Okay, so that was weird for you. That threw you off?
Yeah, because the whole movie really wasn't like that. So it was just kind of weird.
It definitely was out of left field. It definitely felt out of character for Scorsese to do. But without spoiling for our people watching, I actually kind of want to chat with you about that scene. But this is a non-spoiler review, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. But I think in my opinion, I think there is a reason why he did that.
Oh, certainly. I definitely think I don't want to go too deep into the reason, but I think the way that history is retold a lot of the time.
There you go. I mean, I feel like you knew where I was going. Like,
Yeah,
you got there.
it's a lot of the time it's for entertainment value,
Right. No, and
for
yeah,
serious things. But I just think for this movie, I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to spoil too much. I just think it needed a more conventional ending.
yeah. Well, to be honest, I thought the final shot was powerful, and I think without what we got, and if we only have that final shot that pulls away, I think that was a powerful ending in itself. So
Yeah, certainly.
I thought that said a lot more, in my opinion. But it's Marty's picture. He's gonna do what he wants to do, and that's his show. So I'm gonna watch it again, guys. Look, I feel like it sounds like I'm being negative. I thought it was a really good film, guys. So don't.
Yeah, it is a good movie.
Yeah, don't hear what I'm not saying. I feel like I'm being negative right now, but don't hear what I'm not saying. It's a really good movie. It's just a little long.
Wonderfully made. I mean, it's a great film, like really, and you get wrapped into it.
Oh, see, Perp knows exactly what we're talking about.
I haven't even seen Asteroid City, guys.
That was where my mind went. I was like, yo, Marty just Wes Andersoned us. Like, oh, it was like,
I ain't really.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like when it hit the screen, I was like, whoa, what is happening?
It blew me back, bro. I ain't really watched no Wes Anderson since what's it called? The French Dispatch.
Oh, I know you didn't love that one, right?
Yawn. Sorry, guys.
That's like my third favorite, but I feel you.
I was just like, nah. I'm curious to check out that Henry Sugar movie. That one looks kind of cool.
Oh, so really quick, Joe-san, yes, this is a true story. This really happened, and
so
like the Federal Bureau of Investigation, like a lot of its roots was because of this situation where they really needed to have more thorough investigations. So
yeah, so it's based on a book that's based on reality. Some of the characters are like fictionalized versions of real people, but for the most part, it's real. William Hale stealing from the natives, that's real. A lot of it is real, bro.
Yeah.
And it's sad. I mean, it's very, very sad, bro, that Native Americans went through all that atrocity, losing their land. And I tell people this, there are a lot of cases where in history classes and throughout watching media, you see like the most heaviest atrocities, you see like murder and things of that nature. But the way it depicts it and the way it happened, this happened a lot where it was just like people would just move it, they would just move in and from the inside take their money.
Yeah.
And just kind of in sneaky ways steal from them or get their land somehow. It wasn't all just the gunfighting.
And one aspect of this story that I really appreciated was like the fact that we saw indigenous people not only thriving and actually like living with wealth and like I've never seen that on film. And then not only do we see that, but we see like their modernization of them like implementing like cars and like jewelry and all that stuff. I just found that very interesting because most of the time I see like Civil War era and they're still got their bows and arrows and they're getting slaughtered by like the cavalry, like the blue coats and the gray coats, like that kind of Indian story. So, or Native American, I'm sorry, like Native American story. But it was really interesting to see the evolution. I didn't know that there was tribes that had that kind of power, that they're wearing suits and they have chauffeurs. I thought that was a really
absolutely, bro.
That was a fascinating dynamic, So.
Yeah, Native Americans hit oil money, bro. It was like when black people had land and got attacked.
That was new to me, man. So like I didn't realize that there were some tribes that were thriving. Like that was awesome. Like to see that.
Yeah, and that's more, and they should show more of that. Like that's nice to see Native American brothers and sisters really thriving in this movie. It's awesome to see. I really like the wardrobe too, man. Like I really like the setting. A lot about this movie is great, truly.
Yeah.
I just have some story and pacing issues that keep it from me calling it as an entire experience like phenomenal. But listen, it's like I said a little earlier in the stream. There's been some folks saying that all of Marty's filmography is like being at a DMV. Come on, guys, we gotta give movies a chance, bro.
Well,
I understand being entertained by the MCU and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with being entertained and wanting to go to movies that are entertaining, but really go through the filmography and maybe just we don't got to slander it that bad.
My problem with that take from those particular people, I'm not going to name drop and call them out and start a fight or nothing. But look, my problem with that is that they were coming off so like, not only were they coming off pretentious with their opinion, but they were just explaining like, oh, I don't understand why a film that's boring can't be entertaining too, or a film that's good has to be boring. Like I like that stance in and of itself is very contradicting to what they're saying. And like, there's a million people out in the world, like Perp, for example, didn't feel the runtime. I felt the runtime. You felt the runtime. We're all going to take a piece of art differently from one another. So, for example, car chases and laughter and comedy and superhero fights and explosions, sure, that's going to entertain a lot of the world. But there are people in the world that will watch a talkie, like a dialogue-driven film, something like 12 Angry Men or something like,
absolutely,
something dialogue heavy, or like Portrait of a Lady on Fire, like something where there's no car chases and there's no fights, but people can get entertained by that.
One of my favorite movies of all time is All About Eve. There's no explosions. There's no beat 'em ups, guys. It's a young actress that starts gaining fame in Hollywood and beats an older one out. Like there's nothing, no boom pow, nothing. For me, like movies, I love narrative. I love narration. I just love film as an art. I think I like the whole collective of it as an art, and story matters. I like a great story. I like a story that doesn't always have to be action heavy or doesn't always. I like dialogue driven films. I'm cool with that. Like my favorite Alfred Hitchcock is Rope. So I like dialogue driven movies. But yeah, I'm with you, man. It's just, don't jump to conclusions on the whole filmography. Like when you say something like that, it's like, I don't think you've even seen that much then. Because come on, you can pluck at least something out of his filmography that you like. Come on, Goodfellas.
I was going to say
Wolf of Wall Street. Those are like the two very popular, lovable. Most people
like
consent with those.
Between Cape Fear and Raging Bull, like you feel like you're at the DMV, bro. Taxi Driver. You feel like you're at the DMV.
Taxi Driver is a great one, bro. You talking to me?
Come on, man.
You talking to me?
like that's just a baffling take. Like, and it's so one-sided, and that's my problem. I just feel like people like that, you just gotta really be aware. Like your perspective is not everyone's perspective. You know what I mean? Like it's just such a weird thing to say, and to say it so loudly and so pronounced. So
yeah, man. Yeah, 100%. But hey, I just hope that person watches something from Marty's filmography and likes it, because there's so much. It's so extensive. Oh, yeah. There's so much. I mean, between all that we named off and 15 to 20 more films, he'll find something.
I was going to say, hey, man, I'm an Aviator stan, and I know a lot of people are low on that one. I am an Aviator stan, guys, and that film's great.
Aviator's good. It is a little lower in mine, but I mean, even The Departed, I mean, a lot of people like The Departed. So it's like, dude, yeah, man, The Departed is great. It's like, come on, you'll find anybody that watches a lot of his films, you'll find at least one that you love.
Right.
I actually I really like After Hours. I think that one doesn't get enough talk about, but I love the urgency of After Hours and how it's just this Joe Schmo and, a decline of his entire life really in one night. Really good story, man. I like it a lot. But guys, we have one WTF moment, Low? I didn't get around to that story. Oh, you know what? I did see that a little bit about the teacher.
Yeah.
Come on,
man. Come on, man.
Guys, there is a teacher, a fourth grade teacher. Let me pull the story up here. And I guess this was in Miami. So in Florida.
Yeah, it was a charter school, which begs the question, like, what kind of teachers y'all got over there, man?
Some weird teachers, man. But the teacher was playing a film for the class and thought it was Winnie the Pooh. Turns out it was Winnie the Pooh Blood Honey, which is that scary horror Winnie the Pooh.
And then not just that,
And
it's like Winnie the Pooh killing like university like girls. Like so
yeah,
obviously
it's
there's
like
some like
what?
steaminess to it. It's like, yo,
Yeah,
that's not
it's really odd, man. I mean, it's like these two killers who like wear Winnie the Pooh masks and stuff. But
right. It has nothing to do with Winnie the Pooh.
yeah, but like 20 to 30 minutes in, the kids are realizing it's not Winnie the Pooh, and the teacher won't turn it off.
That's crazy to me. Like that's crazy. Like you can't. How can you not know the difference between Winnie the Pooh and a freaking slasher film, guys? So
For real, like I don't know why that teacher wouldn't turn it off. So it to me, it sounds purposeful with that.
right. Oh yeah, no, that teacher was probably just trolling. He was probably just being a d-bag, and
Yeah,
shame on you, man. The kids deserve better.
deserve better, bro. Like WTF, that's a weird one, bro. Very strange. But Loretto, let the people know, man, what's coming up in your world and where the people can find you.
Y'all can follow me on Twitter and Letterboxd at Marcellus Durden. Proud critic, editor, and reviewer at The Cinema Spot. Check us out on all socials at The Cinema Spot and thecinemasspot.com. Our lead critic Zeke just reviewed Exorcist Believer. He actually had a little bit more positive take than most. It's worth a read. Check it out. It's live on our website. Brand new review for Exorcist Believer. Check us out. Cinemaspot.com. I swear I'm going to write something one of these days. I promise.
Guys,
It's been a while.
I am so sorry I wasn't on camera tonight, but I will be back on camera next week. Man, we've got a lot coming up, guys. There's a lot around the corner. Gen V, first and foremost, cooking up a video on that, guys. So come on over to the main channel, Geekly Goods. We're going to be talking about Gen V. Also, another upcoming superhero show. Can't name drop, but I'm sure you guys know what it is. There'll be a video out for that one before the end of the month. And then got a couple other things in the works. I've been working on the Marvels video for weeks, but that one's in the chamber. And then also, I'm going to rewatch Quantumania. We're going to see, really, is it really as bad? We're rewatching it. We're rewatching Quantumania, y'all. But guys, thank you so much for coming out and appreciate you chiming in. We had some new faces on the channel tonight, so thank you for dropping by. Guys, come on back, same time, same place. We'll see you next time on Geekly Goods, baby. Peace out.